Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Story Time channel. Today's our story name is The Lucky Purse. This story written by Sudha Murty and taken from the Magic Drum book. Now let's go to the story. Mallika was the daughter of rich widow. She was very beautiful and kind. When she got engaged to be married to the son of rich landlord, her mother started making all sorts of preparations. She bought beautiful saris, lovely jewelries, and all kinds of gifts for Mallika and her in-laws. Mallika wanted to put some of these gifts in silk bag to take with her. So her faithful old servant Veda was sent to the market to buy one. Veda returned with a bag, but Mallika did not like the design. So she sent Veda back to the shop to change it. Now there was only one bag left, and even though it had peculiar design and very odd shape, Veda brought it back home. Of course, Mallika did not like it one bit. However, she had no choice but to use it. Soon Mallika got married and it was time for her to leave for her new house. It was in the next village and her mother packed lots of food for the journey. She put it all in the odd shaped silk bag. As Mallika was saying her goodbyes, her mother whispered in her ear, I have put lots of fruits, coconuts, flowers, and some other gifts in the silk bag. Keep it carefully. So she said something else, but Mallika's friend set up such a wailing then over their departing train she could not hear her mother's last few words. There was a terrible thunderstorm that night, and Mallika and the people accompanying her had to stop to take shelter in an old abandoned temple. There, as Mallika stood gazing out at the rain, she heard the sound of someone crying. She looked around and saw a girl about her age, also dressed like a newly married bride, sitting and crying on the temple floor. Kind hearted Mallika went up to her and asked what the matter was. Sobbing, the girl told her that she was an orphan. She had just been married off by her uncle, who had looked after her all these years. But he was too poor and had not been able to give her any gifts to give to her new family. Now she was worried about what her in-laws would have to say. Malika felt sad when she heard the story. Then her eyes fell on the peculiar silk bag her mother had given her. It was full of fruits and flowers. Malika picked up it and gave it to the girl. By then the storm had died down and the two brides went their different ways. Malika soon got accustomed in her new house. She had a son and was happy with her husband who loved her dearly. 10 years went by till one day disaster struck. There was a severe earthquake. Mallika was outside inspecting the field, so she was unhurt, but her husband and son could not be found anywhere. Utmost mad with grief, Mallika started wandering in search of them. Her beautiful house was nothing but a pile of bricks now. Her wealth was gone. Her whole life had been destroyed all of a sudden. She went from village to village. There were many people like her, homeless and hungry, walking about. Then she heard that in the next town there was a wealthy people who had built some rooms to the shelter people like her and also gave them food. She decided to go there. When she reached the palace, she saw there was a long queue of people waiting for food. Now, having eaten a morsel for food many days, she joined them. Many more people joined the queue behind her, but as soon as the man distributing the food gave her her portion, he announced that the food was finished for the day. The people behind her had to go away empty handed. Just as Mallika was about to start eating, she noticed a tired old woman sitting by the roadside watching her. The woman had obviously not eaten in many days. Without thinking twice, Mallika gave her portion to the woman. The man distributing the food saw this. That night, when he was telling the woman who had donated the food about the events of the day, he mentioned Mallika and her generosity. The woman, Saudamini, was touched. Bring her to me, she said. My little son needs someone to look after him, and I want someone who is honest and kind hearted. So Mallika started living with the couple. She loved the boy like her own. Indeed, he was exactly her son's age, and she would often think of her past life and lost family and shed tears. Saudamini would console her, and soon the two women became friends. Mallika was allowed to take the child to any part of the house except for the prayer room. That was always kept locked, and only Saudamini and her husband went in there to offer their prayers. When Mallika asked Saudamini, she said, "Don't bring the child there. We have kept something very precious to us in the room, and we don't want him spoiling it." One day, when Mallika and the boy were playing the ball, the child threw the ball hard, and it fell through the window and landed in the prayer room. The boy started crying. He wanted the ball right then. Mallika tried her best to make him understand, but he would not listen. Unable to bear his crying, Mallika decided to get the ball, even if it meant disobeying her mistress. She entered the room and was surprised to see that instead of the deity, the only thing in the room was a peculiar silk bag. She recognized it immediately as the one she had given to the orphan girl the night she had left for new home. Old memories rushed up and she started crying. Just then Saudamini entered the room and was furious to see Mallika there. "Why did you touch that purse? I told you never to come in here," shouted Saudamini. "This is my purse," Mallika answered in tears. "I had given it to the orphan girl one night when I was on my way to my in-laws' house for the first time." "When did you get married?" Saudamini asked, her anger dying down. 10 years ago in the month of Shravan." Hearing this, Saudamini too burst into tears. She came and hugged Mallika. "I was that girl. Perhaps you did not know it when you gave the purse to me, but along with the fruits it also contained several diamonds and coins. I opened the bag only after I reached home. We tried to find you so we could tell you, but we did not even know your name. We became rich with your gift, but never forgot how you helped a poor orphan girl in her time of need. We kept the bag in the prayer room and used it to remind us every day of your generosity and kindness. That's why we decided to help others when we were no longer poor. Whatever we have today is also yours." Mallika and Saudamini became even better friends after this. They sent out people to look for Mallika's family, and one day, to her great joy, she was reunited with her lost son and husband. Now, this is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it. Subscribe my channel. Bye bye.